Welcome back, guys. Last time we installed all the top plate on the house. Now let's get started for today.
Hey guys, welcome to Homestead Hopes. It's the end of a really busy work day. We just finished the top plate on the house and now we have started sheathing the house. So join us today as we see how much we can get done. This is probably going to take quite some time to complete this project, but let's go.
All right, so we finished with a double top plate. Everything's pretty straight plumb. We're going to start on plywood. We got to get the plywood done before trusses. The weight of the truss is sitting on top of the house. You need the plywood on there to make everything rigid. On the plywood, since I started my layout from that end of the house, this last stud right here is not on layout. You don't want to just start right here where the layout ends, because then your last piece of plywood would only be 6 inches. So I'm going to come back 4 studs. We're going to start our plywood right here. I'll probably go that way. When I get to a piece of plywood that doesn't look the greatest, like I need to cut the end of it off there, I'll bring that piece back right here, cut it, and we have 4 studs to attach it to. So let's get started.
Okay, so this was at the end of the day whenever we finished doing all the top plate. We just couldn't wait to get up that plywood sheathing. So Austin and the girls went over and got some sheathing and brought it out. And here we are putting our first sheet in place. After we got that sheet in place, Austin, he tacks it first so we can let go of it, and then he gets it all secured, nails on every stud, make sure that it's in there nice and tight. And then we moved on to our next sheet, and I had to add a 2x4 in there so he had something solid to nail to. We should make sure that that is super secure. And here he is again, nailing everything up and getting ready for our next step. So we moved on to our third sheet right here. We moved on past the doorway, and you'll see us lifting it up into place. And you'll see there that we left a gap. That is so that we will fall on layout throughout the entire wall that we are nailing right now. We will come back and splice in smaller pieces to close in that gap later.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Homestead Hopes. So last night we ended up getting, I think, 4 sheets of plywood hung on the outside. You got to remember though, we had a super busy day doing the top plate and it took forever, but we did get that done. So we're starting to put this sheathing on the outside of the house, and I'm going to try to film as much as I can. There's going to be a lot of time lapsing here because we need all hands on deck because this plywood's very heavy and we girls have to steady it while Austin gets it nailed in place. And we're weak. So let's get this plywood on the outside.
All right, so we got a little ahead of ourselves yesterday. Dallas's fault because she was excited to start putting plywood on there. But I'm going to take this zip tape and we're going to tape up the bottom edge of this plywood just in case any water or anything were to splash up on it. Saves it from getting rotten. The 3 pieces that we've already put on there, obviously we can't take off because there's probably over 100 nails in each sheet of plywood. So I'll do my best just to tape those up with them sitting there.
And it also comes with this fun roller. Now you have to buy everything separate.
It doesn't come with the roller. The roller's $60 dang.
Right, and the rolls of paper, how much? 50?
These are 37 bucks. It's 90 foot. So just to do the bottom of the house, it was $190 for 3 rolls and a roller. But if it saves your plywood in the 20 years from now, it's worth every penny.
Right.
So we got started with our next sheet of plywood and got it up there in place. You'll see us using the level to make sure it's nice and level with everything before he puts that first nail in there. And then he went around and cut that window out just to save a little time on that. And he always moves the truck closer so that we don't have to carry that plywood as far. It is super heavy and hard to maneuver around the job site. So we got that one in place and secure, so we moved on to what would be our last sheet on this north wall of the house. Put our level on there, did everything just as we did before, and Austin got it in there nice and secure. Then Shelby took over nailing for a little bit, because it is daunting to have to bend down and nail all those pieces at the bottom. And then it was time to move over to the west wall, and you'll see again we left another gap. That will be where we splice in a piece just like before. And we had our son come home. He had been visiting with his grandparents that day, and so he got home and started helping Dad too. This is definitely a team effort here. It's a lot of hard work, and we haven't even gotten into our summer temperatures yet, and it's already super hot outside, so the work does go a little slow. So you'll see here that James takes over and starts helping his dad do a lot of this wall just to get it finished out. The girls are also super helpful. They're always there for us when we need things moved or tools or supplies brought to us. So we're super grateful for these kids because they are working really hard to help us get this house ready for move-in, which seems like forever away, but it's coming. So even though it was very hot that day, we kept moving on, and with Austin's help and the kids' help, we completed this wall. Now you'll see here that we are lifting another sheet of plywood up, and we are taking breaks to hydrate, making sure to drink our fire salt and keep everyone nice and healthy so that the work gets done efficiently, but everyone is also super hydrated during the process. And with that sheet right there that they're putting on, Austin just used a full sheet and then took the skill saw and cut it off there at the end of the wall. And then when we move around to that south wall, we'll just start with a fresh sheet. Now you'll notice we're not leaving a gap on this wall. We're just continuing on. Austin took a measurement to make sure everything would fall on layout, and surprisingly, it's perfect. So we just started with a fresh sheet and started moving on down the wall. And again, leveling the wall, making sure every sheet is nice and straight. Welcome back to Homestead Hopes. So today we are going to be working on plywood again. We are going to be putting our second sheet up above this bottom sheet, and we're going to see how far we can get today. Austin's getting all the tools ready to go, so we have no helpers today. Nope, we have no helpers. The kids are on school field trips, so it's just me and him. So let's get set up and get going. So we've got hammers up there. That's because since we're putting on these second sheets that go above these, we're going to have to remove those braces. And what we'll do is we'll remove it, and then we will get the level if we need to level things back up. After we get that sheet on there, then the brace can't go back there. It'll have to go back into an opening like the window.
So we're going to start right here on this piece just like we did the bottom. I'm not going to overlap the joints. It doesn't matter. If you overlap the joints, then when I go to zip tape it, I'm going to have to cut the tape right here, come down 4 foot, and tape right there. So we're going to tape this way and be done with it. And the reason I started right here in the first place is the layout for the edge of the house comes from that way for your layout to be 8 foot on each stud where your piece of plywood stops. So I just come down here, measured 8 foot, landed in the middle of the stud. I know I'm on layout. After I do this, we'll come back and put this partial in right here. So I am going to have to move all these braces because they're in the stud bays. I'm gonna remove them. Once we get done with the plywood, I'm gonna put them back, but I'm gonna put it back in a window opening after I cut the plywood out.
So after he got that brace moved, then he would lift the sheets by himself and set them up on that first row of sheathing we had already done the day before. And he would set the sheet up there, and then I would get 2 nails in it, and then he would take over and nail the rest. And you'll see here that he has improvised using the bed of his truck as a ladder so he can get high enough up on the sheets to get all the nails across the top plate and the headers and the cripples and all of the things he needed to hit to make sure that that sheet wasn't going anywhere. Now, this wasn't an easy job because, first of all, it was just him and I, and it was a really windy day, so we had the wind fighting us. Every time we would get a sheet up there, it would try to blow it back down, so that was not very fun, but we did manage to get several sheets hung that day by ourselves before the kids came back home from their field trip. Well, you might have saw in that time lapse, Austin saved my life because that board about fell on my head. Okay, so now that we got that sheathed so far, Austin's gonna go ahead and put the brace back in the window.
Nope.
She level?
Top could come out a little bit.
Okay, so he's gonna put this stake in the ground, fasten the brace to the stake, and then we'll adjust the brace at the top there, make it be where he needs it to be. All right, now he's gonna take these 2 braces off, and we're gonna work on this wall. Alright, so I'm in here watching to make sure that he hits the stud when he's going down the board. And, okay, that was a miss. You need to go to the left, about a ½ inch. Good.
Thank you.
Now we're going to this stud where his hand is. Oh, miss, go back to the left. There you go. Okay, so now he just needs to do this other half of the board, so he'll probably move the truck where he can reach better and get up there and nail that. And then we're going to be taking the Sawzall and cutting out this window.
Yeah.
Well guys, that wraps up this video. Stay tuned for what we have planned next. We're going to continue sheathing and get this house ready for metal and trusses. Thanks for watching guys. Bye.